Welcome to my channel. Today I am doing my mid-year makeup inventory count / pictures for you guys. I kind of did this for myself last year, and then I started it again at the beginning of this year before I started my channel. So what I'm doing essentially is going through each and every category of my collection, and I'm counting, and now I'm taking pictures. And then I'm doing it at the beginning of the year, end of the year, beginning of the year technically, and then halfway through the year. So last day of June, first day of July. So anyway, I'm really excited to see, or to show y'all the progress I've made with certain categories, and with other categories I did my best, okay? I did my best. But it'll be nice to kind of show you kind of what my numbers are and kind of my goals for those numbers, because I would like to work on whittling down some areas of my collection, and then there's some areas of my collection where, like, if I add a few more, I'm not gonna be mad about it. So, okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into my numbers for my makeup inventory of 2019. So I broke it up into 3-ish separate categories of lip products, eye products, and face products. And they have a total under each of those categories, and then I totaled up the total number at the end. I separated nail polish and fragrance just to kind of keep an eye on those kind of things. I just need to work on some more stuff, so I just went ahead and added it to the list of inventory. But let's go ahead and get started on my numbers for my lip products. I also will post or put up a picture of each like subcategory so you can kind of see what I'm working with. The first subcategory of the lip product overall category is lip gloss. I started off the year with 8 and I now have 6. This number's okay, I guess. I'm still working on a few shades. I would like to honestly whittle that down to like maybe 2. I don't really use lip gloss all that often. I would like to just have one in my purse and then have one that I use on a whatever basis. Lip gloss is just kind of something that I just have accumulated over the years, and it's kind of gotten not out of hand, but it was getting there. So I'm glad I'm kind of working on those and working down, lowering my numbers. The next subcategory is lip crayons. I started the year off with 7 and I now have 5. I actually just recently decluttered one, so technically 4, but at the time I had 5. I'll go into details about the one I decluttered on one of my next videos coming up soon. So anyway, but this one's okay, I guess. Again, same thing with the lip gloss. It was getting out of hand, so I started like actively working on it. Lip crayons to me, depending on the formula, are kind of just like lipstick bullets. So I like lipstick bullets. They're just classic and they're good, and I'm working on making mine cruelty free, but overall, I mean, as long as I can lower my whole entire lipstick collection down, because that's next, I'll be okay. But for now, that's an okay number. The next category is lipstick bullets. Now, before you judge me on my numbers, I just want to say that I have a major lipstick, lip color, and eyeshadow problem. Like, I'm aware of this. I'm very self-aware. But anyway, my lipstick bullet collection started off at 22 at the beginning of this year, and I whittled it down to 16. I've decluttered and I've had to get rid of some because of it, expiring, because makeup expires. It's a thing. And so now I have my lipstick or lip collection, lip color, makeup project pan that I'm working on to kind of lower that number down, and I'm still, like, as I'm using them, I'm seeing if I like them enough to pan them or if I just want to declutter them, and either because they're too old so I have to throw them away, or give them to a friend, or let my kids play with them because my daughter loves to play with makeup, so sometimes she just gets the stuff that just doesn't work for me, and she just has a blast, so it works out great. But yeah, so that's my lipstick collection. Again, I would like to whittle it down. It's really excessive. Ideally, I'd probably like to have about 5 lipstick bullets. I feel like that's more reasonable, I guess, but we'll see at the end of the year. I'm really working hard on this lipstick project pan, so we'll go from there. The next subcategory is chapstick. I started off the year with 6. I ended the year with 9. I don't know how that happened. I think my mother-in-law left a few over here, and I kind of just keep them because you can never do without chapstick. My kids use them, I use them all the time, so I mean, I feel like maybe that's where they came from, but I feel like my chapstick category kind of got its way up. Ideally, I would only like to have like 4 maybe at the most, maybe 3. I have one in my medicine cabinet for when I'm doing my skincare. I have one on my nightstand, or in my nightstand, right before I go to bed or when I wake up, and then I have one with my makeup, so I can do my makeup with it, and then I have one in my purse for every day. So ideally 4 would be great, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We'll work on it. We're gonna do it. It's gonna happen, but again, we'll see what happens at the end of the year. Liquid lipstick is the next subcategory, and I started the year off with 4, and somehow I have now 3. I just don't know if I'm a liquid lipstick person. I used to be, and I still am sometimes depending on what I need them for, but for the most part, I don't do anything that needs long wear lipstick, so I would like to have none, maybe. I mean, I say none, but if there comes up to a point where like there's a good liquid lipstick formula that like that feels comfortable, it feels more like a bullet lipstick, I might get another one. But for right now, I don't want to add any more liquid lipsticks to my collection. I just have really dry skin and dry lips, so no matter what prep work I do for a liquid lipstick, it never looks good. You can just tell my lips are like the Sahara Desert, so I would like to have none, but if in the future there comes out with like a nice, like feeling, hydrating liquid lipstick, I might buy it, but who knows. The next subcategory that I have for the lip product category is lip liners, and for that one I had started off the year with 8 and I now have 7. Again, I hardly ever use lip liners. Like, rarely do I use a lip liner on like a normal, everyday, not thinking about it basis. I'm only using lip liners right now because I have so many, and I'm just over it. I'm over lip liners. I don't really think they make a difference on my lips unless I'm wearing like a super bright, bold color, but 9 times out of 10 I'm not, so I would ideally like to have none, maybe 1 at the most, but yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to bring that number down by the end of the year, but I'm again working on it kind of under wraps. I'm working on a bunch of like stick things like eyeliners and lip pencils like throughout the year. I might add them into project pans later, but for now, that's what I got. So I started off the year for my lipstick product category, lip product category at 55, and I lowered that number down to 46. So I feel like overall, that's a pretty good, you know, down, I don't know what I'm saying. I feel like I did really well on whittling that down. I decluttered again a lot, and I've had to throw away a lot because of expiring makeup and all that. But I also went through some lip products from, you know, this year already. So we'll keep working on it. We'll keep working on it. We'll lower that number down hopefully by the end of this year. I'm not bringing any more lip products into my collection. I literally just can't unless there is like a very specific color, like a nude or a red that like leaves my collection and I don't have any more, then I'll buy some more. But for right now, I'm kind of putting myself on a lipstick no buy or a lip product no buy because of I just have too many. The next category I have is for face products. That includes, like, you know, all the things you put on the base of your face. The first subcategory for face products is primers. I started the year off with 5 and I ended the year with 3. I feel like that's a pretty good number. I have my essentials, essentially. I'm so funny. I have all of my essentials with my primers, so I feel like that's an okay number for me. I have like my mattes, primer, my illuminating primer, and like a hydrating primer. For me, I feel like that is good. I feel like 3 is an okay number for me. Maybe 4 at the absolute most, but I feel like I'm good with my primers. So there's that. My next subcategory is foundations. I worked my butt off this past year and this year to whittle this number down, but I started the year off with 7 and I now have 4. For me, again, that is an okay number. I go through complexion products pretty quickly, so 4 for me is not that bad. I have lighter foundations, I have darker foundations, and I'm almost done with one of them, so I feel like 4 is a really good number. I would like to maybe knock one of them out, you know, or 2 maybe by the end of this year, but 4 isn't bad at all. Concealers. This category is also really good. I don't know, I'm just not into like buying a ton of complexion products. I do a bunch of research because I have very specific skin type, so I feel like that's maybe why I don't buy in excess, and they're also really expensive. Like, I don't just go out and buy a bunch of base products and just have like all of them, so it's not really a problem area for me. But my concealer subcategory started off the year with 2 and I now have 3. For me, that's really good, I guess. I added one more, but only because of me getting tanner and all of that, and I'll probably still use all of them by the end of the year anyway, because again, I go through concealers like nobody's business. So I mean, 3, 2, 1, around that area is okay by me. The next category, I would probably like to whittle down a little bit. I tried at the beginning of the year, I failed, it's fine. So I started off the year for the subcategory of powders at 4, and at the halfway point, I'm still at 4. So I don't know if I like added some or what happened, but I have my 4. One of them I am including my Franken powder that I have. That one has a bunch of different powders left over, like a little bits from powder foundations and my Bare Minerals concealer in, I forgot what it was called, brightening or something like that. I just kind of mixed those all together with some like shimmery eyeshadow. I don't know why I can't come up with names, but I mixed those all together and I made a Franken powder to kind of use those up, and I just have been using it on my under eye and on my T-zone to kind of get rid of it, and it's been working really great. So if you have a powder foundation that you don't like, just put it under your eyes. It adds more coverage. It's great. So yeah, that's kind of, I'm counting that one as 1 because it is 1 right now. I'm just kind of using that whole thing up. My next subcategory is facial sprays. I started the year off with 1 and I now have 2. For me, that's okay. I have 2 is a good number for me because I have my matte one and then I have a usually would have like a hydrating one. Right now I have 2 matte ones because I'm just testing them out, and I again go through facial sprays, complexion products like it's water. So I'll probably go through like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, not even being exaggerate, like I'm not even being over dramatic. I will probably use that many throughout this year. So for me, that's fine. We're fine. It's fine. Yeah, anyway, next one. Bronzer is the next category. I started the year off with 8. I ended the year with 5. Now, that is excessive. So excessive. My friend Danny, when she didn't like her bronzers, would just give them to me, which is fine. It's fine. But now I'm having to work through a ton of bronzers. One in the picture is a Franken bronzer of a few other shades that kind of didn't really work well with my skin tone all together. And then it's like a cool tone bronzer. So I'll probably try to use it up in the winter time, maybe. We'll see how that works out. But I'm counting that as 1 because again, it's all in one. So I'm trying to work through my bronzer collection. I want to get down to like 3 maybe. I want to kind of use up 2 at least this year. I'm almost done with my e.l.f. bronzer, so that will be 1 less bronzer that I have. But honestly, ideally, I would only like to have like 1 or 2. Like 1 for when I'm, you know, bronzed and during the summertime, and then 1 when I'm like super, super pale. So that's where I want to go, but again, we'll see. My next subcategory is blush, and I did my best, y'all. I did my best. I tried so hard, so hard with this. I made a few Franken blushes and put it into 1, so I'm gonna kind of count that as 1. I started the year off with 12, and I whittled that down to 8. So you'll kind of see a few that kind of look off, and those are the ones that I kind of pressed and put together because of their shades and stuff. They just didn't work well. So yeah, that's too many blushes for me. I would like to have maybe 3 or 4, maybe 4 at the most is like the absolute max of number of blushes that one person should have, I feel like, in my opinion. But for me, I love blush. I don't go through blushes pretty quickly because blushes are so hard to go through, at least for me, and I wear it all over my face, like literally douse my whole face in blush. It's not for everyone, but I love it. I think it looks really pretty, especially in person. On camera, it looks kind of funky, but in person, it looks super blended and super normal. But anyway, but yeah, I would really like to push that number down within the next 2 years. As for bronzers and blush, I'm literally on a no-buy until I get through those. Like, you can't get any more, Hillary. You have way too many. And then the last category or subcategory of the face product category is highlighters. Now, I started the year off with 10 and I ended it with 7. And I've decluttered throughout my collection and I've mixed some together. You'll see the picture of what I have. There's one where I took the shades that I was not using out of the Modern Renaissance palette, the 2 shimmer shades, and I mixed them together with something else that I had, another eyeshadow or something, and I pressed them into that square pan. So that's that square pan that you see. But I just don't use those shades on my eyes. They're just too cool toned for me, so I thought that it would be really pretty as a highlight. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, again, too many highlighters. I would ideally like to have 3 at the most, 2, even 1. I mean, I'd really like to get through my collection and buy just the Mary Luminizer because that's my favorite highlighter no matter what color my skin is or like what shade I'm in. So yeah, anyway. The total for the face products at the beginning of the year was 49 and I ended, or at the middle halfway point, I'm now at 36. So for me, that's a pretty good jump. I'd like to keep going, keep making some progress. So yeah, we'll see. The next category is eye products, and the first subcategory I have is eye bases. I started the year off with 6 and I now have 4. That's too many. for me, honestly. I would like to have maybe two, like one for basic eyeshadow, and then maybe like I have my NYX glitter primer that I use for stuff, so I'd like to have maybe two. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of work through the ones I have. I have two stick products that I've kind of just somehow accumulated over the years, and I think by the end of this year I will probably have those two done, hopefully, fingers crossed. So I will only end up at the end of the year with my MAC paint pot and my NYX glitter primer, hopefully, fingers crossed. The next category, and don't judge me, again, I said I had a problem. I already admitted that to y'all. Just don't judge me. But it's for single shadows and pigments. I started the year off at 44. 44! It's already a lot. But I thought to myself, Hillary, you don't have enough. You need more. And so now I have 52. 52! Why? Girl, why? You don't need that much. What are you doing? I don't know what to say, y'all. I don't know what to say. Sorry, not sorry. I don't know. Anyway, next one. The next category I have is liquid shadows and glitters. Started the year off with 6. Still at 6. I need to work through those. I have a problem. Again, they're gonna expire pretty soon. I know it, especially those steel dang glitters. I need to go through them. So yeah, I'm gonna work on it. I gotta work on it. I would like to have maybe 2 at the most, maybe. So we'll see. We'll see. The next subcategory is eyeliners. Started the year off at 8, and I now have 11. Again, I bought those colorful eyeliners recently, and that's okay. I mean, here's the thing. If it's a colorful eyeliner, like I have different colors in my whole collection. Like I don't have a repeat of anything. So for me, that's okay, and I'll use them. I just feel like that's probably too many for me to have at one time. So from now on, I'm on a no-buy, obviously, for eye products. So unless something blows my mind, which highly doubt it, I'm buying no more eyeliners. And the next subcategory, which I'm pretty proud of myself, is mascara. I started the year off with 2, and I now have just 1. Just 1. For me, that's great. Mascara is a workhorse product, and I need it to be consistent and work well with no makeup, with makeup, little makeup, dramatic makeup, colorful makeup, all of the makeup. So mascara for me is just 1, and I just have the CoverGirl Supersizer, and it's my favorite mascara of all time. It's cruelty free, thank goodness. It's so good. So for me, that's all I need. I just need my CoverGirl Supersizer, and I'm golden. So yeah. The next product, or the next subcategory, is brow products. I started the year off with 4. I now have 2. Great number for me. I got a pomade because I was sick of going through pencils like crazy and they're really hard to blend out. So I got a pomade, which I really love. And then I have a brow mascara, a tinted brow mascara. And that's great. Those are great. They work great. Again, workhorse products. I don't love doing my brows. I hate brows. They're literally the bane of my existence. So, and I know I have to do them. So yeah, brow products, it's a great number. I'll probably keep it that way. Yeah. The next number, I'm pretty impressed with myself, but it's eye palettes. I started the year off with 5 and now have 4. I decluttered my Morphe 35O and I gave it to my sister because she really wanted it and I had no use for it. I was literally only keeping it for those like 3 or 4 orange shades. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself for that. I don't know if I'd add another eye palette. I kind of want to keep going through the ones that I have right now. Maybe if something blows my socks off and I don't already have it in singles, I'll probably buy 1 more, maybe. I'm giving myself leeway because again, I love eyeshadow. It's one of my like favorite things about makeup. It's what got me like into makeup is the eyeshadow. So for me, I'm gonna give myself some grace and say that I could probably add like 1 or 2 more palettes maybe if they like are crazy and I don't already have the shades in, again, my Z palette. So yeah. And then the last category is lashes. And I started the year off with 12 and I've ended the year with 8. And what's not pictured is like a bunch of little individual lashes that I had in this pack. And I wasn't gonna add it because it like freaked me out to look at it. It looked like a bunch of bugs, and so I didn't want to freak you guys out too. But I have that as well. So 8 isn't bad with some individual lashes. I didn't know how to count that, so I kind of just didn't count it, but they're there. They're there. I don't really use lashes all that often. I don't know what I was thinking. I bought a ton on Amazon like 2 years ago thinking that I would need them for like my wedding or a special occasion, and turns out I don't really like wearing false lashes, so what was I thinking? But yeah, I would ideally like to have maybe 1 pair of false lashes, maybe cruelty-free, obviously, but yeah, that's where we are. So for eye products, the total at the beginning of the year was 87 and it's now at 88 because I cannot control myself. I can't, apparently. I don't know. The next 2 categories I have is nail polish. I started the year off with 16 and somehow got 29 by the mid, like, I don't know where this stuff is coming from, y'all. Maybe Christmas, I don't know. Christmas, maybe a gift or 2 or 3. My daughter loves her nails painted. Nail polish doesn't like my nails, so it never stays on. It just chips right off like the same day. So I'll probably just use them on her and see how that goes. There's some that stay on my nails, so I might see if I can kind of pan those and get rid of those. I might add a few to my project pans and try to use them up, but for right now, that's what I got. And the very last category is fragrance. I started the year off with 3 because I was like totally going crazy with my fragrances, and I was working through them and I was like, and then somehow I have now 6 at, again, Christmas maybe? I'm thinking maybe Christmas is what happened. I don't know, but yeah, this is what I got. I'll probably work through a good chunk of these by the end of this year anyways, and I don't know if I'm gonna repurchase any more fragrances. They're just so expensive and I just don't need it as much as I think I do. So yeah, we'll see. So again, my total collection out of all the numbers, everything at the beginning of this year was 210. It is now at 205. I don't like to look at an overall number because for me it doesn't really say much. It just says how many products I have in my collection, and to me it's like, yeah, you have a lot. You have a full face of makeup, and you like to have options. So I of course would like to move that number down, but I already mentioned the areas in which I could probably use some more, and then some areas where I really need to go through the products that I already have. So yeah. Sorry for the long rambly video, but not sorry because I gotta keep myself accountable. And I know that you guys wanna keep yourself accountable as well, because again, makeup expires. It doesn't last forever. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you join me on my next video. I have some updates, really exciting updates for all my project pans, so I would really love for you to watch those. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you here. Comment down below and tell me what areas of your collection do you have troubles with, because I feel like kind of put on the spot right now because of my collection. It's crazy. And please let me know if you've done makeup inventory videos. Those are also one of my favorite videos to watch. I think I think I originally saw this idea through Kelly Gooch, and I love her channel. She's so amazing. But she really inspired me last year to take a hard look at my collection and write those numbers down, because it really does help and keep me accountable. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye!